Welcome to Variant One Shot. Last Saturday I answered the question, who is the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe? If you missed it, you can go check it out by clicking in the card on the top right hand corner. But anyway, for the past week, many of you guys have been asking me to do the same thing with the DC Universe. Well, ask and you shall receive, my friends, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I do want to mention, however, that after last week's episode, quite a few of you mentioned that I had missed Franklin Richards. And while he's incredibly powerful, the episode wasn't intended to be a list of the most powerful characters. I only mentioned a few to really emphasize who the most powerful Marvel character is. The same will apply for today's episode. This is not a list of the most powerful DC characters. I only use a few examples before I get to the most powerful DC character. Now, with that said, most of you know that I'm very vocal about my opinion that Superman is the most powerful superhero of all time, and I list all my reasons for that in this episode. But there are beings in both the DC Universe and Marvel Universe that aren't superheroes. They are literally gods who can create and destroy universes with a single thought. So while Superman is arguably the most powerful superhero in comics, he's not the most powerful being in comics, nor is he the most powerful being in the DC Universe. So I'm going to talk about 4 DC characters who are much more powerful than Superman, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and even Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor. The first of them that I'm going to mention is Spectre. Putting it plain and simple, Spectre is a supernatural being that essentially has unlimited power. Why does he have unlimited power? Well, much like in Christianity, after the God of the DC Universe created everything, a bunch of his angels rebelled and were cast from his presence for what they'd done. But one angel known as Astar, among his many names, repented for his actions. So God erased his memories and turned him into the embodiment of his wrath. As such, he delivers vengeance and justice to those who sin and do evil. So to answer the question, Spectre has unlimited power because, again, he's quite literally the embodiment of the Lord Almighty's wrath. I do not know about you guys, but I would not want to be on the bad end of that. Spectre was also created to replace Eclipso, the spirit of God's revenge, who was no longer suitable for the job. There's a lot more to Spectre's history and concept, but I'll save that for a history of episode. Another character who is even stronger than Spectre is Michael Demirgos. Before the creation of gods, humans, and even the DC multiverse, the Presence, who was the god in the DC universe, created 2 brothers, Samuel and Michael, and gave each of them a gift. He gave Samuel the gift of will and fire, and Michael the gift of creation and demiurgic power. Depending on what you read, some people might say that his gift makes Michael the second most powerful being in the DC universe, but I believe he's actually the third. And you'll see why once I talk about the next character. Anyway, this is why Michael is insanely powerful. His demiurgic power is basically the building blocks for everything, such as magic, time, dreams, emotions, even cosmic and primordial power. All of that and more fall under one massive category of demiurgic power, which gives Michael infinite power. He's so powerful, in fact, that he made Spectre look weak by comparison when he chucked him across space. Like, look at that page. He literally throws him like, "Shoo fly, don't bother me." But the being who is more powerful than Spectre and Michael, and the second most powerful being in the DC universe, is Michael's brother Samuel, known as Lucifer Morningstar. He became the first fallen angel and is the DC universe's version of Satan, hence his name, Lucifer. Lucifer rebelled almost immediately after creation and was sent to rule hell for over 10 billion years. His powers are basically limitless, and he's the most powerful being in all of the DC universe and multiverse except for one being, but I'll get to him in a second. Lucifer is a near omnipotent being, which is all I should have to say, but he also has the Lightbringer power, which is a flame that can destroy anything, and he has the will of God on his side. He can also control divine magic, create souls, and even manipulate reality. His manipulation skills also make him a walking anti-life equation. Need I say more? But now it's time to reveal the most powerful DC character ever, which of course is the Presence, aka God himself in the DC universe and multiverse. While he has made a handful of appearances, he's more often spoken of in the comics rather than being seen. Plain and simple, he created the DC universe and multiverse. Everyone in DC answers to him. Literally everyone and everything. He is all powerful and has unlimited power, above all in every sense and aspect, making him omnipotent. He is also omnipresent, which means that he is everywhere and nowhere all at once, if you could even wrap your head around that. Lastly, he is omniscient, meaning he possesses all existing knowledge. Again, he is God in the DC universe. No one can top him, not even Lucifer, aka the devil himself. He has no weakness and can literally do whatever he wants with a single thought. Now, huge DC fans like me are probably saying, what about the Source? I always hear about the Source. It's really powerful, right? Well, the Source is basically an incredibly powerful natural force or energy in the DC universe, but it's not an actual being. Also, I'm not saying this as fact, but the Source is considered by many to be part of the Presence himself, or at least it was created by him, since the presence created everything. Which seems logical to me. Having said that, again, the presence is the end-all be-all when it comes to powerful beings in the DC universe.